2005, you started up a program, Beat the Streets. I've been to visit your program. It's one of the best I've seen in the world, and I've visited a lot of these programs who deal with at-risk youth. Because of the program that you started up, Beat the Streets, you now have 150 schools, 3,200 kids in New York City that wouldn't have had opportunity, but because of what you founded and your wonderful coaches that surround you. But not only that, nationwide, you have 11 programs that have been spinoffs from Beat the Streets. 6,000 kids nationally right now are part of this program because of what you did in 2005. Tell me about Beat the Streets.
So listen, I was a wrestler. Wrestling is a sport that teaches you to be tough, and often out of toughness comes leadership and discipline. And so we thought if we could take inner city kids and give them the training, the education that wrestlers get. I thought back of like the ancient Spartans. Like you go through the Spartan training, you came out tough. And so we wanted to teach kids to lean on their front foot, not to be afraid, to do the right thing when they see right and wrong. And it's hard to do, so we set up this program to fund coaches, and really it's the coaches that are the agents of change. And so it wasn't just me. There's an army of people that have been involved. It was my money mostly to start, but now we've got lots of donors and people that have joined the team. But it really is, can we use this sport to teach kids life lessons and toughen them up? And it works. And
you're also now the chairman of Vita Sports, which has a whole cadre of sports. Sports programs are being cut, and you're not only using sports, but you're also helping these kids get out of really bad situations by those sports. I was at your May 17th event at the South Side Seaport. Was phenomenal. You had Olympic champions versus world champions, tons of money being raised. How can people help you with Beat the Streets?
BeatTheStreets.org, there's three ways. They can donate, or they can volunteer their time, or they can literally come out and help mentor a kid. Proximity changes everything. Go spend time in some of these schools, and you're like, wait a minute, these kids have such a disadvantage. I've got a daughter who's teaching now in the south side of Chicago as part of Teach for America. And the email she sends home every night about the kids that she's teaching and the disadvantages they have versus, privileged kids like ours shocks you. So she was doing a GoFundMe yesterday to raise $10,000 because the school doesn't have for school supplies. And so, it's just getting involved at a grassroots level.
It's absolutely incredible, life-changing work that you're doing. I'm so blown away by what you've done, by seeing your program. You're also responsible for getting wrestling back in the Olympics, correct?
Well, I was part of the team. It was a big team that got wrestling back in the Olympics. And, I happened to be on TV when that story broke, and so I was the first person to say, don't mess with a bunch of wrestlers.
Mike, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with Beat the Streets.
Thanks.
Love what you're doing.